participate. And Nicolas Maduro would do well not to test the resolve of the United States of America. The truth is, the dictator has lost the support of his people, and even now is beginning to lose the support of his military. The only way he clings to power is with the help that he receives from communist Cuba.
Now, Guaido's call for a massive show of popular support coincides with a huge pro-Maduro demonstration. The ruling Socialist Party celebrates the 20th anniversary of the rise to power of Hugo Chavez, Maduro's deceased predecessor, on Saturday. Now, the rival marches will take place in different districts of a tense Venezuelan capital. Maduro supporters will concentrate in Plaza Bolivar in the heart of Caracas, 10 kilometers from the EU offices. Now, clashes last week around the country left some 40 people dead, according to the United Nations. Chavez, the army officer whose oil-fueled spending raised millions of Venezuelans out of poverty, assumed office as Venezuela's president February 2, 1999, at the head of a socialist movement. Now, his hand-picked successor, Maduro, has presided over the oil-rich country's economic collapse and is widely denounced as a dictator for ruthlessly cracking down on dissent amid chronic shortages of food and medicines. Guaido, 35, is trying to force the socialist leader from power so he can set up a transitional government and hold new presidential elections. The U.S. and a dozen Latin American countries rapidly recognized Guaido after he declared himself acting president in a January 23 speech posing a direct challenge to Maduro's authority. European Parliament lawmakers recognized Guaido on Thursday as the acting head of state, and 4 major European powers, Britain, France, Germany, and Spain, have said they will do so if Maduro fails to call presidential elections by midnight on Sunday. Venezuela has suffered an economic meltdown sparked by hyperinflation and shortages of basic necessities that the opposition blames on the Maduro government. Millions have been left in poverty, while 2.3 million more have fled the country, unleashing a migration crisis in South America. To other news now, the Iglesia ni Cristo in Texas are helping the economically disadvantaged in Austin communities. Take a look.
We're here in the city of Austin, the capital of Texas, where 600 bags of food and basic necessities are being distributed to families in need as part of the Iglesia ni Cristo's worldwide outreach evangelical mission.
Well, the purpose of this event, just like in any other outreach program that this church have launched many years ago, and our region here and the state of Texas, we continue to do it to reach out to our community. It's an outreach program, and not only to help our community, those who are in need, but also to share our faith. That's the most important. Well, the turnout is really good. We set up about around 8 o'clock in the morning in this cold weather, and surprisingly, we had guests that were already coming that early in the hour, and the turnout is really good. We distributed about 400 invitations, and we had a lot of guests that came in from, of course, not just in this area, but in different neighborhoods, you know, even farther from here. And the brethren from different congregations and cities came to join us, so it was really good turnout. We have distributed so many care packages, food, and most of all, you know, they were able to listen to the words of God. So the preaching of our district minister was very enlightening and a really good lesson.
Well, the main purpose is to be able to fulfill the instruction of God that we should help those who are in need. Through the call of our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, that is just exactly what we did. To be able to show people, introduce to them about the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo, and also introduce to them about the words and teachings of our Lord God.
My reaction is something new for me, because I live like really close in here and I never stop. I just crossed the street and my little girl just say, "Mommy, look the church," and I say, "Okay, let's go stop." It's a social community, and the people there take care and they're interested in the persons. They come up here and they help us, and they give you food, they give you time for the kids, and listen to the Bible, and we like it, and we feel content.
Well, from the ones that we have spoken to and the general reaction during the studies of God's words, we can say that they were very amazed with regards to what they heard, and also the outpouring of love from the brethren, that they just met them today, but they could feel already the sense of concern and the humanity of the brethren with regards to their fellow man.
Well, everybody is so loving and kind-hearted and very accepting of people in general, no matter where you come from. That was a lot of fun. Everybody's so friendly here.
Well, the more benefits for me is be social with more people, and I know and a different language, and I can learn. Yeah.
Reporting from Austin, Texas, I'm Rio Modiquillo, and I'm 1 with 25.
And the news continues here on Eagle News International. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Abangan ngayong linggo sa Season 2 ng Young Ones, Upon a Time.
Kahit sabihin ng mali ako, alipin mo o bihag mo, ako'y iyong-iyo. Kapit kamay, tayong dalawa, nakangiti at kapwa masaya.
Pinangako ko sa sarili, ito'y panghabang buhay. Iiyak na lang, iiyak na lang.
Di mo ba alam mayroong nasasaktan?
Abangan yan ngayong linggo sa Season 2 ng Young Ones, Upon a Time. Alas 8 ng gabi, dito lang sa Net25.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced. Eagle News, because we live in interesting times.
For Business News, this is Cesar Vallejos. The Department of Public Works and Highways inaugurated the construction of a new NLEX interchange near the Philippine Arena in Bocaue, Bulacan in a bid to decongest traffic in the province.
I am delighted that we no longer have to worry, for this interchange, once completed, will be a long-term solution to alleviate the traffic situation and the queuing of vehicles at the Bocaue entry-exit toll gate of the NLEX. Malaki pa ito po, itong project, it's very significant dahil isa po itong ebidensya po na tuloy-tuloy, all systems go po ang programa ng ating Pangulo, President Duterte, ang kanyang Build, Build, Build program.
The project, costing 635 million pesos, will build a 4-lane road connecting the Manila North Road and the Santa Maria Bocaue Bypass Road, avoiding the heavily congested Governor F. Halili Road via the Ciudad de Victoria. It will also serve as an infrastructure support and catalyst to further boost economic activities and industrialization in the road influence area, specifically to the towns of Santa Maria and Bukawe, Bulacan.
We at Ciudad de Victoria, a government-recognized tourism enterprise zone, is so pleased and prepared to be the gateway for the continuous economic growth, not only to the towns of Bukawe and Santa Maria, but to the whole province of Bulacan. This project is timely for the 2019 SEA Games, which will be hosted by the Philippines, and fittingly, the opening on November 30, 2019, will be held at the Philippine Arena, the largest indoor arena in the world. The event will showcase the capacity of the Philippines to hold a safe and secure international events in world-class sports facilities like the Philippine Arena here in Bukawe, Bulacan.
So sa ngalan ng mga congressmen, kami ay masayang-masaya na naging bahagi nitong ating proyektong ito. At bilang dating Pangulo, masaya rin ako dahil sinabi nga ni KGP na ito ay tourism estate. Ang mga tourism estate ay nilikha nung panahon ko bilang Pangulo. At ngayon naman, bilang Speaker, natignan naman niyo yun, ang dami ng mga congressmen na nagpunta dito. Kung lahat sanang gustong makapunta, pupunta talaga sila lahat. Dahil isang masasabi ko, lahat ng congressmen, suportado itong proyekto na ito. Lahat ng congressmen, suportado ang Philippine Arena. Lahat ng congressmen suportado sa mga magagandang gawain ng ating mga pinuno, mga leader, mga kapatid ng iglesia.
Nung nalagay yung 600 plus million, 635 if I'm not mistaken, talagang bantay sarado po ako doon sa Senado at salamat din po sa counterpart natin sa Kongreso, sa Kamara, na hindi po pumapayag na tanggalin ito. Unfortunately po, this year, there's only 300 million yung capacity natin. But rest assured at hihingin ko po ang tulong ng ating mga kasama sa Kongreso na mabantayan po ito sapagkat mataas ang pangarap ng mga Bukawenyo.
The Ciudad de Victoria interchange is a four-lane road.
The first phase of the project consists of the construction of 2 additional lanes in the existing Bukawe Municipal Road, a new 80 linear meter 2x2 lane bridge crossing the NLEX, and the rehabilitation of the inner road of Philippine Arena for a total length of 1.93 kilometers. The road segment will begin near the Bukawe Municipal Hall and reach Santa Maria, Bulacan, bypassing the heavily congested Governor F. Halili Avenue in Bukawe. Forming the second phase is the improvement of a 1.91-kilometer road from Manila North Road or MacArthur Highway to Bukawe Municipal Road, and the completion of the southbound acceleration and deceleration lanes for vehicles headed to the Philippine Arena. The last phase covers the construction of a 1.3-kilometer road from the Philippine Arena to the existing Patubig Road in Marilao, Bulacan.
Will likewise serve as an infrastructure support.
Detained auto tycoon Carlos Ghosn believes his arrest and the charges against him are the result of a plot and treason at his former employer Nissan, he told the Nikkei newspaper Wednesday. The Japanese business daily quoted Ghosn as saying he had no doubt that the charges against him were motivated by Nissan executives opposed to greater integration of the firm with its French alliance partner Renault. This is the first press interview Ghosn has given since his stunning arrest on November 19, and it was conducted in the Tokyo Detention Center where he has languished ever since. The 64-year-old has been denied bail several times, with the court considering him a flight risk and concerned that he could attempt to destroy evidence. But he again stressed that he won't flee and that he will defend himself. Ghosn faces 3 separate charges, all of which he denies. He stands accused of underreporting his income between 2010 and 2015 to the tune of 5 billion yen or $46 billion and continuing to do so for a further 3 years. Britain's International Trade Secretary Liam Fox says Brexit is not just a domestic dispute between the UK and the EU, and that the European Union should want to reach a withdrawal deal because there are wider economic implications of failing to do so.
Leaving the EU gives us the freedom to pursue an independent trade policy that reflects our unique strength in services. A policy that's focused on our areas of competitive advantage, such as finance, insurance, and business services. And together, these sectors comprise 57% of our services exports.
Senior EU politicians have repeatedly said they are not willing to renegotiate the withdrawal agreement, and the UK would suffer much more than the rest of the bloc under a no-deal Brexit. Many economists predict similarly muted growth of around 1.5% in both the UK and the Eurozone this year in the event of a smooth Brexit. Studies suggest that the vote to leave the EU has already cost the UK between 1.5 and 2.5% of national income, with recent data suggesting activity is weakening as companies and households put big decisions on hold.
That's in everybody's interest, and our trading partners are very clear. And I hope that they make their voice very clear to the European Union that this is not just a domestic dispute between Britain and the EU. It has ramifications in the wider global economy. And it's in absolutely everyone's interest. And I reiterate that the European Union should want to reach an accommodation with the UK and reach it as soon as possible, because there are wider economic implications of failing to do so.
Meanwhile, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the Federal Reserve is watching the Brexit process very carefully, but the U.S. economy would feel the disruptions from a hard exit. While he said the expectation is the impact would not be material to the U.S. economy, it was hard to know since the situation is unprecedented.
If there was a hard Brexit, then that would very likely involve disruptions both to the continental economy and certainly to the UK economy, and we would feel that. The question would, for us, it wouldn't be a huge first-order thing, the economic effects, unless you saw financial disruption. So if you saw financial turmoil and that kind of thing, that would be the way it would reach us.
Willie Walsh, chief executive of British Airways owner IAG, said that he was very confident that London and Brussels would reach a comprehensive agreement on post-Brexit aviation. Walsh, speaking at a relaunch of global airline alliance One World, added that the chaotic no-deal Brexit would not deter passengers from flying.
I remain very confident that we will see a comprehensive agreement between the UK and the EU on aviation. Aviation has been one of the best successes of Europe, and will continue to be after Brexit. We will continue to see flights operating, and I think everybody's clear on that at this stage.
Walsh was also quizzed about the future of the A380 Super Jumbo one day after its maker, European aerospace giant Airbus, revealed it was in talks with Emirates over a deal reached last year for 36 of its A380 jets, the world's largest passenger aircraft. Media reports suggest that the Gulf carrier is considering converting some or all of the order to the smaller A350.
I've always been clear around the A380. It works extremely well for us. We're very pleased with it, but the pricing of that aircraft has not been as attractive as we believe it needs to be to encourage us to look at more aircraft.
And that's it for Business News. This is Cesar Vallejos. I'm one with 25. Eagle News International will be back. Stay tuned.
Tungkulin ng MTRCV ang mag-provide na appropriate ratings sa lahat ng TV shows para ugaliin ng pamilya ang responsableng panonood. Teamwork tayo, parents.
Rated G, good for all. Oops, rated PG.
Dapat may mga magulang para sagutin ang mga tanong ng kabataan.
Grabe, rated SPG, maselan.
Itan ang paggabay.
Pag rated MTRCB, rated responsable.
Our EBC junior correspondent JD Season takes us to London for a Marvel's Avengers station experience. JD.
We're here at Marvel's first Avengers station. Let's go! In a world first, keeping up with the ever-expanding Marvel Cinematic Universe, London's Marvel's Avengers station experience is a must-go activity. Station, an acronym for Science, Training and Tactical Intelligence Operative Network, where guests will step inside popular films and become a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe storyline, whether trying to lift Thor's hammer or taking a sneak peek at Bruce Banner's lab. We start at Iron Man Engineering Bay, where trainee agents have the chance to not only get up close and personal with Iron Man's iconic suit of armor, but also experience what simulated flight inside the suit would be like. Explore the biolab transformation of Dr. Banner's superior brain as he morphs into Hulk. Thor Observatory, dedicated to Thor Odinson, King of Asgard and son of Odin, exploring his origins and the Bifrost that allows him to travel to other worlds. Captain America's personnel file, and explore the cutting-edge science that made Steve Rogers into Captain America, as well as other Marvel villains and heroes. From London's Marvel's Avengers station, I'm JD Season, and I am one with 25.
Thank you, JD. After experiencing one of the worst bushfires in recent history, the Iglesia Ni Cristo in Australia held an INC Giving and Firefighters Appreciation Day. The event was held at Gracemere Community Center with the intent of reaching out to the calamity-stricken communities affected by the bushfires, those who have lost their property and their homes. Here's the report.
Last November 2018, unprecedented bushfires affected the Deepwater National Region south of Gladstone. Thousands of people were displaced, hundreds of homes evacuated and several properties were lost, leaving residents unsure on how to cope with the untimely loss caused by the natural disaster.
Australia is known for its stunning wildlife, rural beauty and of course the sunshine. Although with the scorching temperatures reaching 35 degrees plus, chances of bushfires are heightened. Here in the town of Gracemere, south of Rockhampton, 200 residents fled their own town after their authorities issued an urgent plea to leave, as a fast-moving and dangerous fire burnt toward the town. To heed the call of the people in need as a result of the bushfires, the Iglesia Ni Cristo, or Church of Christ, organizes members to coordinate with the affected communities and prepared for the outreach activity. Church members not only from the state of Queensland but as well from New South Wales and Australian Capital Territory travelled many miles to participate in this meaningful activity.
When we received the instruction from the church administration, and we called immediately the attention of all the ministers in every locale where they assigned, and we instructed them to encourage the brethren to prepare themselves, especially those things that are needed in this kind of endeavor in the church, the INC Giving, under the Aid for Humanity. And also we wrote a letter to the church administration to permit us or to allow us to have this kind of a very special activity in the church to share and also to give to give goods to our beloved brethren if they are affected, and also to those who are not members of the church.
For us in Metro Sydney, our big preparation was preparing the brethren to travel like 20 hours to get here. So we had buses that were arranged, and we had to make sure that everyone was adjusted their schedule because of the time that it would take to come here and to go back. But of course, we also lended our support to those that were here in the Quezon region that in preparing some of the bags that we're going to give away, the gift bags that we're going to give away to those that were affected. And of course, we also, most importantly, we held prayers for this event, that especially that the brethren were traveling such a far distance, even in the Queensland area, they still traveled quite far, that everyone would be kept safe. And so, first and foremost, we ask the help of our Lord God for this event.
Yes, it's indeed overwhelming. And we are surprised because even those officials of the government or those help those people, the workers, the volunteers, and also the officials.
It's great to see the brethren from all of the different congregations. That's you're inspired when you see the brethren together, and especially that they've come so far. And so it's a very happy occasion. And of course, the guests that we've invited, that we're appreciating today for this event, they see that, they see the camaraderie, and then they ask, you know, do they all know each other? And you know, they find out that we're actually from far different congregations, but even though we don't know each other, you know, really well, but just the fact that we're brothers and sisters in the faith, that comes across our camaraderie and brotherhood and how happy we are to see each other. So I think this is a good event to introduce to them about the Church of Christ, and of course that the church is helping them in their recovery from the calamity that they face.
Residents received bags filled with grocery items and fuel vouchers. The volunteers and heroes were also recognized to show appreciation of their services during the calamity. A special program was also prepared to uplift the morale of the community by means of inspirational performances by the church members.
Such outreach activity is indeed another testament that no matter where calamity strikes, the Iglesia ni Cristo, or Church of Christ, is always ready to extend assistance and lend a helping hand. The church members truly exemplified unity, not only with their church leadership, but also in helping communities in need.
During that time and the response there, at one stage the helicopter was firebombing 50 metres from our house. And there's myself and my two sons there. So it was a really big family event that happened with that fire. And this has impacted a lot of people and in a lot of different ways in the Gladstone area. My overall impression of the event today is really good. It's really uplifting, and you have an amazing group of people. And seeing the video of what you've done around the world, that poem that Zita read out about the volunteers, it applies to your members who volunteer to spend their time helping others as much as it does to us. You're a wonderful group of people doing wonderful things.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Reporting from Grace, New Queensland, Australia, I'm Celine Ryan Andrews and Laurie Kate Solomon, and we are One with 25.
Thank you guys, and that's it for tonight's broadcast. For everyone here on Eagle News International, I'm Alma Angeles, always One with 25.